My name is Mariana Artuso. I'm an electrical engineering student at Federal University of Paraná. I'm also a member of the PET group, and today I'm going to talk about nuclear energy. Here is the agenda of the presentation. First, I'm going to talk about energy use. After, I'm going to talk about nuclear energy. After that, I'm going to talk about the cost of the nuclear energy and the nuclear waste that is the resulting of the nuclear energy type of energy generation. As we can see in this graph from all our world in data, the energy consumption in the world has changed over the years. In 1965, there was a lot of oil and coal usage. Nowadays, we can see that the usage of renewable sources and biofuels, solar and wind power has grown a lot. And there is a constant in the usage of nuclear resources. Since 1980, we can see that the nuclear usage has stayed around 5% of the energy consumption in the world. Now, talking a little bit more about the nuclear energy. So, nuclear energy is the energy in the nucleus or core of an atom. And this nuclear energy can be used to create electricity, but it must be first be released from the atom. This is a process called nuclear fission, when atoms are split to release that energy. The other way around, it would be the nuclear fusion, when we combine the nucleus of two different atoms. In a nuclear reactor or power plant, where this energy is produced, is a series of machines that can control nuclear fission to produce electricity. So the heat generated by this nuclear fission is used to boil water, and this power is used to turn turbines that generate electricity. The nuclear power has caused a lot of controversy along the years, has its advantages and disadvantages. Here we can see some of the advantages. So, even though a lot of people say that the nuclear energy is not renewable, it is actually a source of carbon free electricity that can be harnessed 24/7, unlike wind and solar power plants that depend on the day or in the climate or on the climate. Furthermore, it is flexible to the needs of people it serves. So, for example, when a city needs more energy, a nuclear power plant can produce more energy according to this demand. The other way is also possible. When a city needs less energy, it can also produce less energy, so it is really flexible to this demand. And it is also relatively low cost and do not drastically change the environment surrounding them, unlike, for example, hydro plants that really change the surrounding area and the environment, the animals that live nearby. And the initial cost of a nuclear plant is really high, but it can be used for a lot of years. There are some nuclear plants that are used in France since the 1960s. So along the years of use, the price is low. It's considered low. One big disadvantage of this type of energy production are the byproducts of nuclear power that are radioactive material and radioactive waste that can be extremely harmful to the surrounding areas or where this is disposed. Also, even though we take a lot of safety measures in a place, we know that these accidents can happen. For example, in Chernobyl or Fukushima, and these places are still suffering from the nuclear disasters that happened there. Furthermore, the building of nuclear reactors requires a high level of technology, education, and money, and only countries that have signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty can get the fuel that they need to power the nuclear power plants. So that means that only developed countries or most of the countries that have this type of energy production are developed countries. With all that said, there are some top scientists that call on world leaders to embrace nuclear power. New climate and energy scientists James Hansen, Ken Caldeira, Carrie Emanuel, and Tom Wigley have released an open letter calling on world leaders to support the development of safer nuclear power systems, as they say that this type of energy production can be cleaner than the ones that we have today using coal and oil as fuel. Here are some examples in the world where they use nuclear power for energy production. France chose to invest heavily in nuclear power, creating a system that boasts some of the cheapest energy and cleanest air on the planet. Germany puts out about 18% of its power with nuclear power. And there are 65 commercially operating nuclear plants in the US, including 104 reactors. This can be an answer for the need for electrification that we have nowadays. Electrification refers to the process of replacing technologies that use fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas with technologies that use electricity as a source of energy. For example, wind, solar, and nuclear power. At last, we have the nuclear waste. The amount of waste generated by nuclear power is very small relative to other thermal electricity generation technologies, like the burning of coal, for example. A lot of people say that the nuclear waste can be really harmful for the environment or its surrounding areas. But used nuclear fuel may be treated as a resource or simply as a waste. So this waste can be reused to generate more energy after being treated. Also, there are safe methods for the final disposal of high level radioactive waste, and they are technology proven to be safe. So this can be treated and be disposed safely. The nuclear energy production topic can still be discussed a lot more. Even though it may be considered a renewable resource, the waste material can be harmful and can cause accidents in the future. But we can never overrule this as a possibility of energy production for the future. That is all for today's video, and thanks for watching.